What's poppin', y'all? It's your boy Lou26 back in the lab, coming off a fire weekend where we saw UFC 320 dominate the headlines. Alex Pereira is once again the king of the UFC light heavyweight division. Merab Dvalishvili, well, he was always the king at the UFC bantamweight division. Now, we're talking about him being the greatest of all time. With that said, here are my 5 storylines heading into the new week. Number 1, the Ankalaev era ends before it even started. Alright, Magomed Ankalaev's title reign lasted 7 months, 0 defenses, and barely a blip on the radar. It was so forgettable the man tried to rebrand himself as Big Unk, which landed about as hard as his takedown attempt on Pereira Saturday night. Alex Pereira, well, he made quick work of him in the rematch, storming forward, landing a massive right, and finishing things with vicious elbows on the ground. All of this in the first round. Poatan said he was only at 40% in their first fight, and on Saturday night, it looked a lot closer to 100. Ankalaev, well, he never stood a chance. Now the UFC is back in the Poatan business, and I bet you, hey, they're pretty happy about that, because usually that means dollar signs. And the alternative, well, that was Ankalaev, and really, he was drawing 0 interest. Look at that whole title reign. What headlines was he making? 0. And honestly, because of that, I don't think he's going to be getting a third Poatan fight anytime soon. I don't think they're going to give him a title shot anytime soon. It's either move the heavyweight or go to PFL. Number 2, the light heavyweight division belongs to Poatan. Yeah, as for Pereira, he's the king at 205 again. Now he's calling for John Jones at the White House, and while that's entertaining, it's also not realistic, unless Pereira moves up to heavyweight. And let's be real, that's probably not happening. So, who's left at 205? A Jerry trilogy? Carlos Ulberg? Either way, if this is the form Poatan is back in, this division belongs to him. Alright, y'all, in the next fight we're going to talk about, of course, is the co-main event, Merab Dvalishvili dominating Corey Sandhagen, and I think it was a performance worthy enough that we should be talking about him as greatest of all time. Saturday night, he didn't just beat Corey Sandhagen, he drowned him. 20 takedowns, a new UFC title record, and he almost knocked Sandhagen out in round 2. That's a seasoned striker getting overwhelmed by pace, wrestling, and power. Merab has now won 14 in a row. He just doesn't outwork guys, he breaks them. The truth is, no one at 135 is beating him anytime soon. And now, we have to put him in the Mount Everest talks. Alright, y'all, in the next fight we're going to talk about Jiri Prochazka versus Khalil Rountree. It was perhaps the most fun fight of the night, the most wild fight of the night. It got messy, it got chaotic, and it resulted in a Jiri Prochazka knockout. Now, people are calling for him to take on Poatan. And if you're one of those dudes, let me tell you, pump the brakes. Jiri's elite at one thing, making fights messy enough for his opponents to screw up. But that trick doesn't work on Pereira. We've seen it twice, and nothing's changed. A Jiri versus Pereira trilogy, well, to me, no thanks. Instead, run Jiri versus Carlos Ulberg for a true number 1 contender bout. Build their stock, hope Pereira retires, because as long as Poatan is active, neither of those guys are touching gold. Alright, y'all, and lastly, we're going to have to talk about the other guy in that fight, Mr. Khalil Rountree. I know a lot of people love him, but I'm sorry, I'm the guy that has to say it. My man is an elite. And finally, we need to have the conversation about Khalil Rountree. Yes, he's inspirational. Yes, his skill set is dangerous, but he's not elite. He was dominated by Pereira and praised just for surviving. He edged out a win against an aging Jamal Hill, but showed no killer instinct. And against Jiri, he started strong, winning the first 2 rounds, but when the fight got messy, he folded. Rountree is talented and beloved, but truthfully, he's ranked where he is because this division is so thin. This top tier is separating itself, and obviously, he's not in it. So that's where we stand at UFC 320, y'all. Poatan is once again king at 205. Merab needs to be put in the GOAT talks. Jiri and Rountree, both those guys are fun to watch, but not title worthy. And Ankalaev, well, Ankalaev, I think you need to get ready for the PFL. Those are my thoughts. Y'all let me know what you guys think. Hit the comments. Let's continue the conversation going down there. What you guys think about UFC 320? Hey, what do you guys think is happening next for Poatan, for Merab? Hey, let me know in the comments. Click a like on this video. Let's get it popping in the algorithm so the rest of the world can chime in on the discourse. Click a like on this video once again. Hey, if you haven't, subscribe to the channel. We're working on so much for you. If fists are flying, bodies are dropping, your boy is watching. Also, hit that notification bell. Make sure you're staying up to date with everything we're coming with. And of course, keep those hands up.
Shit, I'm out the goose wavy. Vision looking shaky. Hand me water, I don't feel right. Just had the club crazy.